Overwatch has a very diverse but mysterious lore. In addition to this, there are many parts of the history of the game that also remain mysterious as well, but through various means, we have discovered a wide variety of Easter eggs, facts, and lore pieces that have surprised us all. Today, we're going to be going over 8 facts about Overwatch that you probably don't know about. My name is Nathan, and this is Blizzard Guides. Starting us off at number 8, Overwatch used to not be Overwatch. A long time ago, a few World of Warcraft players on the WoW forums discovered job listings for an unnamed Blizzard project. This secrecy sparked widespread discussion as Blizzard hadn't released a new IP in several years. This quick spawn of discussion led Blizzard to announce a new MMO under the name of Project Titan. This project was very ambitious and Blizzard teased this for years to come, but ultimately it was scrapped as the MMO was too ambitious. However, a small team from Project Titan was given the task of salvaging components from Project Titan. This team decided on a first-person shooter inspired by games like Team Fortress 2 and Call of Duty, providing us with the game we love and know as Overwatch. Overwatch, as a matter of fact, was a core faction in the Titan universe, so there is a lot of unwritten and unused lore out there that might end up in the game someday. The original pitch of the game included a very prominent cast image, with the hero selection screen actually being a key component in selling the game to Activision, who originally funded the game. The diversity in the hero roster was something that was unheard of at the time and was very interesting to the people funding the project. At number 7, there is a Anubis God AI. In the comic mission statement, there is a God AI referred to as Anubis. In the comic, the AI begins to take over various Omnics, attempting to kill the Helix security team led by Pharah, as well as the engineering team tasked with shutting down and protecting the city from the AI. The AI supposedly has the power to launch full-scale military attacks in addition to wreaking havoc on the country's security systems. Sadly enough, the Omnics being taken over are well aware of the power of said AI, and the control by the AI drives some of the Omnics to even commit suicide. In addition to this, the damage that the Omnics did led Pharah to make a decision that she didn't want to make: the man or the mission. Ultimately, Pharah is forced to abandon her captain and becomes a protector and leader of her team, saving 2 soldiers' lives. This chilling comic really paints the picture of the Omnic crisis and many other atrocities from the wars in the game's lore. While we don't see much of the lore in the game, it is always interesting to see the darker side of such a cheery game. At number 6, there's a sad story behind one of the astronaut spacesuits in the Lijiang Control Center. On one side of the map there are 3 spacesuits, with the one in the middle being adorned with flowers at the base, as well as the name Hongyu written in red Chinese characters. The spacesuit is left in memory of a young Chinese man who unfortunately passed on the day before the game's release. He was very excited about the game, as the last conversation with his friends detail his excitement for the game. Above the spacesuit is a message that reads, "Heroes never die," also in the red Chinese characters. In a similar vein, the first point of attack on Eichenwald, there is a tribute to a very influential community member, Internet Hulk. The 4 quadrants stand for Dennis Hawelka and Internet Hulk. Blizzard leaves many tributes for very prominent members in the community, and I very much admire and respect what Blizzard is doing to honor community members. At number 5, there's a somewhat well-known Sombra ARG. Sombra's existence has been teased in many parts of the game since the release and even before Sombra's release. In the Origins video for Ana, throughout some of the transitions in the video, there were hexadecimal keys that popped up, giving the cryptic message, when translated from Spanish, "She who has the information holds the power, Sombra." There are other messages in videos which led to a series of corrupted screenshots and a post on the forums which, when decoded, to ASCII sugar skulls, revealing a link to a video with clues that led to a website that had another cryptic message mentioning Bastion. When viewing an in-game terminal that mentioned Sombra as Bastion, Bastion emitted a series of beeps and boops that, when translated from Morse code, led players to a website with a phone number that, when called, revealed yet more codes. The call had a woman listing a series of numbers in Spanish that revealed links on the original website, giving a link to a website known as volskayaindustries.com. This tied the ARG into the Overwatch universe, providing us with a tie into the Overwatch short Infiltration, and ultimately revealing a very interesting side to the hero now available, Sombra. At number 4, some quick facts. Hanzo and Genji used to actually be the same hero, but due to the wide range of abilities that they wanted to implement, he was ultimately split up into the two separate heroes that we have now, with the working titles Bow Ninja and Sword Ninja. Genji originally only had a sword and could stick to walls. Doomfist actually is in fact a title, not actually the name of the hero, and it's held by the current Gauntlet's owner. There have been other Doomfists in the past, and there are more to come. Jesse McCree is actually named after a Blizzard employee. And lastly, during the playtest for Hanzo, because art had not yet been designed for Hanzo's ultimate, a series of spheres were used in its place. The design of the spheres led a lot of the playtesters to call Hanzo's ultimate the Caterpillar, something that I wish we could definitely bring back. At number 3, there's a giant sea omnic that attacks Korea. Apparently, D.Va's rise to fame was being a competitive StarCraft player. While this was eventually retconned by Michael Chu, the story still remains the same. In Overwatch's Korea, after the Omnic crisis, every so often a giant sea omnic would rise and attack Korea. Before, the Korean government used to send drones to attack the monster, however, the monster learned to shut down comms, and thus the government had to employ elite pilots to fly mechas and defend their country against the monster. The government turned to the likes of D.Va and many other professional gamers because of their high APM and reaction times, as well as their general knowledge of situations similar to this, albeit virtual. At number 2, a lot of the environmental objects scattered through the map actually contain names of Blizzard employees or references to the Blizzard universe. On Kings Row, the brewery on the streets phase is actually the lead VFX artist's last name, Elbury, and sorry if I mispronounced that. Throughout Eichenwald, Anubis, and Hollywood, you can find heads of characters from StarCraft and Diablo, as well as piñatas resembling Diablo on Dorado. On Watchpoint in Gibraltar, the names of many environment artists can be seen on the First Point defenses lockers and suitcases. There's a Murloc in Hanamura, as well as various references to other games in the arcade. You can even play Hearthstone in the spawns of the game. And also there's a plethora of references in Blizzard World, but that one's pretty fairly obvious. And lastly, at number 1, Bastion used to be able to shoot through walls. Bastion has actually undergone so many different iterations of his ultimate. He could shoot through walls, he also had a drone that could be remotely detonated, and at one point he could even fly using his ultimate. But ultimately, the Blizzard team was unsatisfied with this, and they went back to the original design and lore of the character to discover the tank ultimate that we now have for Bastion. Bastion is also, surprisingly enough, also voiced by somebody. The hero's many voice lines are actually taken from recordings made in their studio and then modulated to give us the sounds that we now have. Recording Bastion's voice lines is more like playing an instrument rather than actually recording voices, according to the Overwatch team. Bastion also poses many difficulties for the Overwatch team when it comes to sound design, as he cannot tell others that his ultimate is ready, nor give warnings due to the lack of, well, voice. Overall, Bastion's undergone many other changes, even in the beta, as he used to have a personal shield and only 180 degrees of rotation in Freedom. Bastion overall is a very interesting character with a lot of change around him, however, he still is annoying to play against. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments down below if you have any other interesting things about the game you'd like to share with others, or if you have any questions about the game in general, feel free to let me know in the comments down below. Also, please don't forget to subscribe to our channel and make sure to hit the bell icon to get notified every time this channel uploads, since YouTube has decided that subs don't really matter anymore, so make sure to get notified if you enjoy our content. Also, don't forget to leave a like on this video if you'd like to see more content just like this, ranging from tips and tricks to epic moments videos. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Have a nice day. My name is Nathan, and this is Blizzard Guides.